We're going to talk about where you can find and furnish your space for next to nothing. What was I supposed to say?
Yep. Are you looking at the lens?
Yep, nope.
Yourself?
Myself.
You gotta look at the lens.
I was looking at the lens. A lot of people give away some really nice things, and it's always worth checking. And again, that's where my hint that I gave away just a few minutes ago, yeah, that's really probably the very best piece of advice you're gonna get from us today. Is
we just got a side table for one of our properties that should have been probably 50 or 60 bucks for $7.
I would say the best tip is...
I'm Connor Ashley.
And I'm Carla Chavez.
We're the mother-son real estate and design duo.
We are here to help you invest in properties.
Real estate business and design. Now you can make a lot of money doing this.
We're your people. We are your bitches, actually.
Hey everyone, I'm Connor Ashley.
I'm Carla Chavez.
And this is the BnBitches YouTube channel.
Where BnBitches brings you riches.
Got it that time.
Today, we're actually going to tell you some really great stuff. We're going to talk about where you can find and furnish your space for next to nothing.
If you don't know who we are the mother-son real estate and design duo of BnBitches.com.
Check us out on BnBitches.com. What was I supposed to say?
BnBitches.com.
That's B, the letter, and then the letter N, and then the word bitches, all in a row together. Anyway, all our properties were designed by us, of course, but what is even better is that we designed them really on a tight budget.
And a lot of times when we're working with clients to help them design their space, if it is a business property as opposed to a personal property, we inform them that, there are ways to get these inexpensive pieces of furniture and furnish your place for pretty cheap, and that's probably the better route to go depending on your property or your
For
business.
sure, if it's an income property, absolutely, it's probably going to be the better way to go. If it's your personal property, you might want to spend a little bit more, get some nicer pieces in there, but we're going to really talk today about where you can find all the sorts of different pieces, but where we're going to start is online. I mean, obviously, the internet now is the first place most people go to when they're thinking about shopping.
And a lot of people don't think about Amazon because Amazon isn't typically that furniture type place, but Amazon has a lot of furniture, especially if you're looking for something specific. You can just check Amazon first because that might be the cheapest option.
So for instance, if you're looking for, say, like a pull-out couch or a couch that, has a queen bed in it, that would be one of the greatest places to go. You just type in pull-out couch or sofa bed or any of those keywords, and it'll show you what they've got. And if you've got that two-day free shipping with your Prime membership, they'll ship that out for free too, which will save you a bunch of money on that.
Yep. Are you looking at the lens?
Yep, nope.
Yourself?
Myself.
You gotta look at the lens.
I was looking at the lens.
The next place is Overstock. It's very similar to Amazon, however, it's more focused on just the furniture. Now, you can find a lot of good pieces for fairly cheap there, but they also have a lot of higher end places. It's not my favorite, but it's some place to check, obviously, if you can't find what you're looking for elsewhere.
For sure. They've got some really nice pieces, and it's worth throwing your whatever you're looking for into their search feature.
Alrighty. So one of my go-to places that I find a lot of furniture is Wayfair. Now, if you didn't know, Wayfair also owns All Modern and Joss & Main. And the three websites have almost the exact same inventory, but often at different prices. So if you find something that you really like on like All Modern or Wayfair, you're gonna wanna check the other two as well, just to make sure you're getting the best deal. And they have everything from high end to lower end, but I'm more familiar with their lower end furniture, and it works out pretty well.
Yeah, they do really have some really nice things, and it's absolutely worth checking what they've got, especially when you're looking for something specific. I think one of the tips that we haven't really covered yet, and I was gonna say was really, I would say the best tip is if you see a deal, whether you need it or not, you've got to take advantage of it. And so having a place to keep or store furniture, whether it be in a garage or a storage unit or something, is really a wise idea. And we do this both for ourselves, but also for our properties, because we never know when something might break, or we're going to need something new, or we're going to acquire a new property. So when you see a deal, you've got to take it. And so when Wayfair has a deal and we see something that we like, we're going to buy it regardless. regardless, because we're going to put it aside until we absolutely see a need for it.
Yep.
That we suggest online. It's just an easy place. You're not having to rush around. You can cover a lot more ground in a lot less time. Put it that way. So you can really search a lot of places, do a lot of shopping in a short amount of time. Versus when you're doing it in person, whether you're going to a furniture store or you're going to an antique store or whatever it may be, it takes more time because you've got to park, you've got to drive there, and so really it depends on the time that you have available. But we're now moving into looking at furniture in person, and there's lots of different ways you can find affordable furniture in person, not just walking into a local furniture store.
Right.
Where would you go, Colin?
Where are my notes? So the first part that I always check is Craigslist. Not only the furniture section, but the free section. Because a lot of people don't want to carry around their furniture from place to place, and they think it's just easier because they want it gone in a quick amount of time to list it for free.
Yep, a lot of people give away some really nice things, and it's always worth checking. And again, that's where my hint that I gave away just a few minutes ago, take it when you see it. If you see something in the free section that is nice and that you might use at some point, go get it. Yeah, that's really probably the very best piece of advice you're gonna get from us today is take it when you see it, whether you like it or not. If it's a decent, sturdy piece of furniture, you can always make it look different. You can make furniture look different just by, a coat of paint really can change.
A coat of paint.
A coat of paint can make the furniture look totally different.
All right, Joanna Gaines, thank you.
Another place that you can find free furniture, and I mean, this isn't, I'm going off notes, I'm going a little rogue here, folks. But, in dumpsters at apartment complexes. And the bigger the apartment complex, the better it's going to be. And I say this because a lot of people, there's lots of movement, a lot of mobility going on at these apartment complexes. And like I said, the bigger the better. People are moving in, people are moving out. They don't want to take it with them. It can't fit in a truck.
The nicer, the better too.
Exactly.
If you find a high-end a place, people are just throwing really nice furniture out because they don't want to carry it up or they want to get something new and they don't have to wait to sell it.
Yep.
So.
And or it didn't fit on the truck or they couldn't get it into the car. And so they just leave it at the dumpster. So it's worth, if you live in an area where you're near a high-end apartment complex, it's worth kind of taking a spin around those dumpsters because a lot of times you'll find some really nice things there. Again, that maybe just a coat of paint can change.
Yep.
And then lastly, even though when you hear the term Ross Dress for Less, you don't think furniture, but do not discount Ross Dress for Less because they actually do have
a Ross. You don't have to say Ross Dress for Less every time. It's just Ross. Everyone knows what Ross is.
It is Ross Dress for Less. And you don't think of them as carrying furniture, but they do. They've got some really cute pieces. They may not have large pieces like an entire queen bed set or an entire living room furniture. But they do have,
accent tables, side tables, accent chairs, coffee tables.
Wall hangings.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of decor you can find at Ross or at TJ Maxx, Home Goods, all of these sort of discount, what would you even call them, department stores or catch-all
maybe
stores?
Discount department stores.
Yeah. You can find a lot of furniture at these places for relatively discounted. And one of the things is that they have so much inventory moving in and out that you aren't going to see the same thing twice. So again, if it's something that is going to work at some point or if it's a good deal, you want to snatch it up because their inventory is ever evolving. And a lot of times, actually, some of the things, since they have so much inventory, they oftentimes forget to price something or just put it out on the floor. And when you see something without a price, even if you're not in love with it, go up to a manager and ask them what the price is, and you might be surprised by how cheap it is. We just got a side table for one of our properties that should have been probably $50 or $60 for $7. So.
Yep. Never hurts to ask. If you see something that you like and it doesn't have a price on it, you might as well go ask. I also wanted to bring up too, Walmart and Target are also really good places to find some furniture on the cheap. I hate to say it, but Target actually now has Joanna Gaines's Magnolia line, which has some really beautiful pieces. Little higher end. They're going to cost you a little bit more, but Walmart also has some really nice pieces as well that have held up over time.
Yep.
All right.
Great. Is that it?
That's it.
Alrighty guys, well, that was our video on how to find some cheap, inexpensive furniture. I hope you got a lot out of that. Now remember, we do offer our rental and Airbnb consulting services and our design services. We work with any kind of budget. We're actually quite skilled in working with lower budgets as well. So if you are interested in any of our full service designing or interior services, you can head over to our website. That's BnBitches.com. Again, we work with what your budget is. So whether it's your personal property or your business property, we can sort of help guide you to that.
Whether you've got pieces existing and that you want to work into the mix, or you want to get all new, it doesn't really matter to us. We'll work within the context of what you've got.
Yep, we're skilled in sort of refurbishing pieces and bringing life back to pieces that may be a little boring.
We're going to be doing some DIY stuff, bringing some life back to those boring ass pieces.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to necessarily always go out and buy new furniture. You can sometimes just use what you already have and make it look nicer. So if you're interested in any of those services, then I'm not even in focus. Anyway, BnBitches.com.
Don't forget to look us up, where BnBitches just brings you riches.
Was that it on the notes?
I think so.
BnBitches, you have a lot of trouble with that.
Final thoughts, push the
Maybe you
website,
should just not say that anymore. Alrighty guys, well thank you so much for watching and keep being bitches.
Bye-bye.